So my friend Captain Psychopath got me a game for this year's Steam sale. And that very game was Lucius. And I'm pretty sure I've heard bad stuff about the game. So figuring that, he had bought it to me as a joke, I figured, let's buy a game for Didrik. So I got him Ruby White, whatever that's called, RWBY, I think it's called. Because I know that game is terrible, and I wanted his impression of it. But I'm gonna give Lucius a chance. I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna review it, and we'll see if it's any good or not. So, I set some pretty low expectation on this game when I first started this game, expecting it would be a bad game. But oh man, was I wrong. I would even go so far as saying this game is art. Now trust me on this one, this game, if you can even call it that, is far from good. It's not really bad, but it's not all that good either. It's the awareness of it that makes it amazing. So let us dig in and find out why this game is art. What is this game even? Let us first go through what this game is. It's pretty much a walking simulator with puzzle elements and an odd combat system introduced mid-game. The game is also a stealth game, as you have to avoid some NPCs during certain sections of the game, as well as killing your target without anyone notice. You unlock different abilities, which are used in the puzzles in order to lure your victims into a trap that will allow you to kill them. That's essentially the goal of the game, killing of your next target. The game's story. The game's opening cutscene showcases a satanic ritual that is taking place while a woman is going through the birth of her child. As the ritual is finished, the childbirth is successful and the Antichrist is born. This child goes by the name of Lucius, which the game has been named after. You then get to control Lucius right after his birthday party, when he's in the kitchen alongside one of the maids. At this point, you also see Lucifer telling you what to do. This is the game's tutorial stage, and you are tasked with locking the maid inside the freezer with a padlock, increasing the cold so she dies from hypothermia. As Lucius sits in his bedroom the same night, you can see the influence of Satan in his eyes. You get a few visits from Satan during the game, asking you to sacrifice more souls to him in order to grow your power. As the game progresses, you will eventually start sacrificing your own family members as proof of your devotion to the demonic arts. A private investigator gets involved and a policeman starts patrolling the house, making it harder for Lucius to murder the people living in the house. Eventually, the father of the house gets paranoid and involves the church into the matter, and at that point it's no longer a secret who Lucius are, and he's more obvious in the murders. The bad. Let's get the bad out of the way before the good. First of all, the loading screens can go on for about 3 minutes, which feels like an eternity when you're listening to this game's repetitive soundtrack playing in the background, which moves us right over to soundtrack. The game has very few tracks, and you hear them all the time, make them feel annoying real quick. The game looks bland and boring graphically. It's easy to get lost in a house despite the map, with items being scattered all around. It's never really clear what you're going to do with the items, and what items to use at what location. If you get spotted, you get an instant game over, and you are forced to start from the very beginning of the level, with the exception of a ladder power you will get in the game. You do get a hint system in form of a riddle if you do chores around the house, but those are mundane and boring and are missable after a certain point of the game. This makes sense though with the narrative of the game. Also, at one point of a tutorial, I got stuck in the box, which I'm pretty sure you aren't supposed to get. The voice acting is pretty bland and sound quality is very off sometimes. The ending has you choose between action or puzzle, but the game doesn't tell you this. It just randomly shows a fire on the left side and a jigsaw puzzle piece on the right side. It's good to note though that whatever you choose will have a different ending as well. The good. So, the good of the game then, and what makes it so amazing. First of all, the story is super silly, which makes it so much more enjoyable. It's kind of playing through a B-movie, which ironically also make it into an instant cult classic in my opinion. The characters, while often pretty bland, are also goofable enough that you love some of them and absolutely hate some of them, making some of the killing satisfying, while killing others make you feel bad. Like the butler Alistair. He's been nothing but good to you throughout the game. Killing him made me feel bad about it. So the game set out emotions even if some probably are not intended. An example of this is one of the last people you're supposed to kill. It's your homeschool teacher, James. You're supposed to find your father's gun and load it with bullets, then frustrate your teacher enough so you can control his mind and tell him to commit suicide with the gun you found. Funny enough, you can equip the gun and fire it, killing him with it, earning you the achievement. Whoops! This had me laughing a lot as James flew away, thanks to the ragdoll physics. Then there are moments in the game like these. Both ridiculous in their own right, but also typical B-movies. Some of the death scenes are just ridiculously gory, like these. In which most leaves you speechless. The idea of the game is certainly unique, and I found myself enjoying my time playing through the entire game in one go. That is why the game to me is art. Conclusion. So this game is certainly not the best game out there, and aside from it being art, I don't think I would actually recommend this game to anyone unless they like B-movies, cult movies, or just ridiculous games in general. Through the game's flaws, however, is what makes me absolutely love it, and in the end, I'm glad Captain Psychopath gifted it to me. Now, let's just hope he'll have an equally enjoyable time with RWBY Grim Eclipse. Thank you very much for watching this video. A special thank you to Captain Psychopath. Without him, this video would never been made. And a special thanks to Hikikomori Media and Patrick Pearson for their wonderful Patreon pledges. Don't forget to sign up on my Patreon if you want more videos like these. And at a quicker rate, because everything there goes back to the channel. Other than that, follow me on Twitter under FrogFaceR, follow the Elpigrodus page on Facebook, and most importantly, make sure to subscribe here on FrogFace and tell your friends about it. And of course give the video a good old thumbs up to spread the word. And let me know what you thought about it by leaving a comment down below. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and I shall see you in the next video.